Today we're taking a quick look at the brand new Sigma 50mm f2. So in case you missed it, Sigma just announced a brand new I-series lens to join their existing I-series lineup, more specifically their f2 lineup. Now I have had the privilege of testing this lens out a little bit early, so I'm going to give you my thoughts on this lens. But with that, I do want to mention that Sigma did send me this lens to test, but as always, they're not requiring to say anything specifically, and so you are going to get my full and honest opinion. And so let's go ahead and dive into what I think about this lens, and as always, we're going to break down my review of this lens by the image, the build, and my overall thoughts / who I think it'd be useful for. And let's start by talking about the image. Now, a few months ago, I actually owned the 35mm and the 65mm f2. I loved using those lenses. Just like any Sigma lens, those lenses offered a nice, clean look and a very good shallow depth of field with the f2 aperture. And this 50mm is no different. I love the 50mm focal length because it does offer a lot of versatility. I use this primarily on a lot of social media content for a photographer friend of mine, and so we did a lot of behind the scenes as well as just some other social media content, and because of the versatility, I was able to use this in a variety of shooting scenarios, and that's one thing I love 50mm for. Just like any Sigma lens, things like chromatic aberration, flaring, as well as ghosting are going to be well controlled, and so between controlling some of those imperfections as well as overall the image that this lens does produce, I was really happy with the overall image quality of this lens. And so with that, let's go over and talk about the build of the lens. Now, just like any other I-series lens, this lens is a tank. I love the I-series lineup because they are solid metal lens. That is something that I just have gravitated to these lenses for. I'll be honest, if I'm not using my cinema lenses, I'd much rather use the I-series lenses just because of their overall construction. With this lens, you are going to get a physical aperture ring. The focus ring is going to be more focused by wire, but it is set up to do linear focusing with L mount cameras, and so that's a really nice option. You will also get a dust and splash resistant mount. You are going to get a 58mm filter thread, and also just like the other I-series lenses, you are going to get a magnetic cap. This was ASMR with Anson & Co. But you do also get a more traditional clip-on cap, and so know that you will get those options when you do purchase this lens. You also get a physical manual focus and autofocus switch, but again, just like we've come to expect from other I-series lenses, the 50mm f2 is a well-constructed, just little tank of a lens, and again, I love every bit of that. And so with that, what are my overall thoughts and who would I recommend this lens to? One thing I've come to love about the I-series lenses is the fact that really you are getting an amazing image in a small form factor. And again, the 50mm f2 is no different. It offers an amazing image quality, but also keeps your setup relatively small. And so for that, if you are somebody that likes to travel, or you just simply want to keep your camera setup a little bit smaller, but you need a solid performing 50mm, I would 100% check out the brand new Sigma 50mm f2. And so that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a like, and if you're digging the overall content from the channel, consider subscribing. As always, thank you for joining. Go and find your journey. Go embrace life. Peace. Yo, thieves and beggars, never shall we die. I've had this song in my head the whole time, and I've just had to get it out. Much apologies.